before we get there, like we need to also get into like who these individuals are. So what do you mean
by team?
We don't know if they play softball or something. What are these? What are these niggas do?
Introduce yourself.
Please. Talk your shit.
AJ Abbott. I played football, high school, collegiately at the University of Wisconsin, and then I grad transferred to Western Michigan University to get a master's as well. I got the master's and also played football there as well. It's been a great transition. I ended up moving to Houston to attack the dream with my boy right here.
Yes, sir.
Realty. But go ahead and introduce yourself as well.
My name is Rajon Hall, man. I have a undergraduate degree in criminal justice, master's degree in social work. I like to say that I know a lot about the real estate game, but that I'm also a qualified mental health professional. So, I work with a lot of black children, man, a lot of black kids, just making sure they're growing up with the proper, people in their life, man.
So one thing I really want to ask y'all is like, how is that balance? Me as a, regular ass GDI.
He's far from regular.
That he owns.
Come on now. Not renting. He does not rent his house. He bought this house. That's a real nigga, man.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, so I appreciate the words, bro. But I like to say I did a little bit of sports. I ran campus, you feel me? So like I did a little bit of running. But to be for real, like, so how do y'all, I think one of the biggest things that we want to talk about in this continuing podcast is like, as black men, how is it that we are able to organize these different facets? Of course, we're gonna get to the women a little bit later, but I want to know as collegiate athletes, how have you been able to organize your life, even from freshman year, develop to senior year?
Well, Bank, what was your experience like?
So my experience, I ran my last race and I gave it my all, so I have no regrets with my entire track career.
As you should.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm a multi-time All-American.
You talk your shit.
You know,
He's trying to say that real smooth. He's trying to say that. He's trying to say
SEC champion, multi-time, fifth all-time in England,
come on now.
high school.
Still get a more in there.
Oh my God! Number 4 all-time at Texas A&M. So I had a great career. I have no regrets. I have garnered the respect of people around the world.
Yeah.
And so when I ran my last race, I was sad because I wanted to make it to nationals. I wasn't having a great year. Like you said, I was injured with my hamstring and shit, so I was going through it. So I cried in the car. Devin was in the car with me, who was my roommate at the time. I cried in the car, but after that, like, one thing I love about my dad is he always like specialized in thinking about what that next step is. Right. So he was actually at the meet. We had to talk, and he had talked about this before, but I already knew what I wanted to do next. Like, I already had a line of business that I wanted to go to. I just got my master's in real estate.
When did that start? Was this all a part of the whole plan since what, freshman year?
Since freshman year. So I created a plan my freshman year, and instead of like kind of moving around, I just stuck with it. Yeah. It fucking sucked though, because finance is not like a
sexy field.
It's not even sexy. It's not easy. Like this shit is kind of hard until it's kind of like tying your shoes. But once you get it, you kind of got it. Yeah. But it's like, okay, what is a net cash flow? How do I read this balance sheet? What does this even mean? Yeah. So it's not like a different language. But to get into the main point, like, I already had a plan that I had enlisted, and so it kind of gave me peace of mind because I wasn't just fumbling around with what to do. I was like, okay, now I guess I got to work for CBRE. I got to move to San Antonio. I got to do this, that, and the third. Yeah. And so I already went into the 9 to 5 and not having energy because I had to use my brain. But that's the main thing I was struggling with. But mentally, I was okay because my dad had always instilled in me what's the next step. Yeah. And so I already had planned. I had already thought about it from freshman year. So I was kind of confident in knowing exactly what I was about to do. Mm-hmm. But to move into the next topic, Brian, you said something super interesting when you said about, the dual income or the multiple streams of income. And I kind of want to segue this into to relationship.
Listening that don't know me as a person, I will say I'm very educated.
Especially in this field.
In this field, relationship, love, whatever. but I'm
So let's
young,
get into
but
it.
I'm
Yeah,
very
let's get into it
educated.
for the last
bro.
topic,
Like,
bro. Let's get into it.
So I know, I'm talking to 3 collegiate athletes, so I know that junk came like nothing. So getting women in college in general is just easy. It's just like if you have some confidence about yourself, you have some way of carrying yourself, it's gonna be easy. I'm on this level, but y'all niggas being collegiate athletes on the next level, bro. How have you handled that much pressure of being a collegiate athlete, but also balancing relationships at the same time? I can start with Brian first, and we can move on down the line.
So I'm gonna try to keep it to so many words and not try to make it so long, But this is an interesting topic, especially for me, and I'm gonna bring it to, like I said, I'm a mental health professional, so I think a lot about how I've been raised. I think a lot about the things that I'm interested in, what my values are. So when I was in college, like, I come from a fatherless home. So like my dad never taught me like, how to have sex, or like what women to have sex with, or what to look for in a woman. So like I feel like when I was in college, it was a whole different than where I am now. Like when I was in college, man, I was really just going for who gonna see this?
Come on now. Tell them the truth. Wait. There's the camera.
Wait. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. So long story short, when you're a college athlete, I would say be smart, right? Because you see a lot of, especially since this is a Black Kings podcast, I'm gonna speak to the Black Kings, right?
Come on.
Be smart as a collegiate athlete, because the woman, what I've learned right now as an OG, whatever you want to call me, I'm only 27, but Unc Bron, as a Black collegiate athlete, the woman that you choose to marry or the woman that you choose to be your significant other is going to determine your value,
bro.
Like it's going to determine your value. So like you can have your fun, you can do the things that athletes do in college, and just do what you want to do, but like please wrap it up. And please just, be smart about your decisions, because I don't want y'all to be having right now, man, my biggest success out of everything I've ever done in my life, bro, is that I don't have no baby mama.
Man,
come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No baby.
No kid.
Listen, bro. Everybody in my life where I've grown up with, the people in my past that I've known, they always ask me, like, what have you done to, like, get to where you are right now? And my biggest thing is, like, I think about my master's degree. I think about been doing real estate for 3 or 4 years now. I think about all that, but the one thing that comes to my mind is, bro, I don't have nobody stressing me out. You feel me? I don't got no babies. I don't have no significant others. I don't have no dependents. Like, as much as I want those things, but like you have to have that with the right person. And like, I know I'm going into a whole nother thing, but like when I was in college, I was thinking of that. I know a lot of people who made mistakes when I was in college, when they was in college, and now they got kids, and now they wondering why, shit's so hard, man.
It's shit hard for them too.
I ain't had no kids. Hey, that's the end of the day.
Come on, AJ.
Go ahead, AJ, talk your shit, bro.
Oh my Lord.
I'm talking about shit.
Hey,
Come on,
make sure you get that.
Oh
the
my
Kings
Lord.
need it, bro. The Kings need it.
Make sure you get that.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, the Kings need it, bro. Be honest.
Okay, let me sit back
Be
for
honest.
bro. Hey, because over this last year, I didn't learn a lot about this nigga, bro. This a king right here, but this an interesting
I just finessed with y'all, bro. I know a little bit of what the game is.
Put him up on game, bro.
Shit. I mean, look, man.
Come on.
Not to go too far in depth. The question, when we go keep it the topic.
Yeah,
We gonna keep it the topic.
If y'all want to ask more questions, you come back to the podcast. Say, let's get into this, because we talked about a lot of big topics today that we could really dive into.
We can dive into
But
it.
we just go keep it still at this. The question was handling women as a collegiate athlete.
for sure.
100%.
I went to the University of Wisconsin. 50,000 students, 3-to-1 women to nigga ratio. We can cut.
Yeah, we can cut for sure.
3-to-1 women to ratio. It's a lot. It's a lot of attention out here, and I will abide. I freshman, sophomore year, I was definitely having a blast.
Man.
Will I say that kind of deterred me from the goal? Sometimes it did. But, you know, I definitely learned pretty quickly to handle your business and have that next. But I would just say for college athletes, I know going to college is being exposed to that many women and not having parents at the crib.
Bro, come
so
on.
you can just invite anyone over, do whatever you want to do. But athletes specifically focus on the goal. You know, focus on what you want to do, whether that's going to the league, whether that's getting money, whether that's getting all A's. Focus on it. I understand it's a lot of distractions.
A lot, bro. Like, bro, and it's so important, bro. One thing I want to say is like, bro, as a collegiate athlete, it's going to come. So, like, if you're watching this as a collegiate athlete, don't be like, oh, I gotta be this cool dude or I gotta be in the weight room. Like, it's gonna come effortlessly. She gonna see you with the backpack or the jacket on, and she gonna be like,
do it every time, bro.
And she gonna want you strictly off that. You have said no words, bro. So so continue on that. Focus on the goal.
I'm Uncle Bron, so I'm gonna say one last thing on this topic. And I learned this. I like saying that because I learned a lot of things when I was a young age, and this is one quote that's always stuck with me. And I'm gonna speak to the camera when I say this.
Yeah, please.
You're gonna lose a lot of money chasing females, right? But you'll never lose females chasing money. All right, y'all. For whoever's in the audience hearing this, right? I learned this at a young age when I heard this quote, and I'm gonna repeat it, right? And it is gonna stay it was so deep in my soul when I heard this. I felt it. You will lose a lot of money chasing females, but you will never lose money, or you'll never lose females chasing money. Remember that.
Come on.
As long as you chase the money, the females will come. So this priorities.
Let me expand on that. Because everything he said was 100% correct. But what you want to do too, at the same time you're trying to make money, is you want to learn female nature so you don't get taken advantage of like a Zion Williamson.
Oh, we gonna bring it back to
You have to learn female nature. And that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on with how to handle relationships while in college, because like AJ said, my freshman and my sophomore year, matter of fact, my junior year too, I was a menace. Like
Texas A&M.
Like at Arkansas first. So I went to Arkansas for 2 years and then transferred to Texas A&M. So at Arkansas, I was going completely nuts. I'm not gonna give no details, but let's just say
they know you, bro. Previous episodes, they already.
So let me just tell one story. My freshman year, we made a flyer on Word, and it said our quad was Quad D. So we said Quad D 107, which is our name, which is our number for our apartment. It said Quad D 107, Netflix and chill, and we just posted it on different doors around campus.
Swarming.
And we had two pictures. It was me, Obi, and Brendan, and we just put them on the flyers. We posted them. They ended up taking them down because you can't post flyers on just random doors. Right. But that just gives you a little insight into how insane I was my freshman and sophomore year. When I got to Texas A&M, I had cooled down just a little bit, but I was still kind of exploring my options. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But one of the options I explored, I almost got in trouble. I'm not gonna give no details. I almost got in trouble.
Shit.
But I ended up pretty much getting my heart broken by one of my ex-girlfriends. And so what that did was it pretty much red pilled me. Not to where like the typical, oh, you're a misogynist, you hate women. No, none of that. Red pill to me means that you just have gained the knowledge. So it really happened when, you know, she broke up with me and then I saw her with another dude like very quickly. And you realize like girls don't really operate that way. So it's like it was already boiling before the relationship had ended. And so it led me to kind of like try to seek what the knowledge was. Cause I was like, how could this happen? Because like I didn't know anything. I was very like naive. Yep. And so I went and sought the knowledge, and I realized, you know, kind of how women work, and it's still working to this day because I could pretty much guess about what a female's about to say and what they're about to do type shit. Yeah. And so like it's hard for a woman to take advantage of me, and I think that's a unattractive trait about me because, like you said, like I'm not just gonna just be like, oh, I got a ticket. I'm still gonna spend bread on you. I'm gonna be like, oh, let me readjust the budget first.
Be financially smart.
Right, because I know, like in the long run, that's more important. As you said, chasing the bag, you'll never lose women. Especially women that you're supposed to have. And so yeah, exactly. So
let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this because I think this is a question that like whenever I'm around a woman or whatever, I always want to know this one question. I want everybody to answer this.
Sure.
What is your toxic trait?
Okay.
As you right now, what's your toxic trait?
My toxic trait, that's a great question. My toxic trait is
You bullshitting, bro.
I'm curious because we speaking to some young right now. We speaking to the community right now.
Yeah.
So like, let's talk about your toxic trait and talk about how like even though it's toxic, it may be like a positive.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what my toxic trait is.
I got one.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what my toxic trait is. So my toxic trait is I am too transparent. I tell people the truth too much. And I don't deliver it in a way that they could probably understand. And I'll preface it like this. Me and Xavier, we grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. We went to an all-boys school. And so from 7th through 12th grade, we was talking complete shit to each other. And it was all boys, so we didn't really have much experience talking to women. And so when I got to college, I would speak very directly to people because that's how men speak to each other. We don't beat around the bush. You'd be like, nigga, change your shirt, or like, bro, like, your breath stink. Like, that type of shit. But when you say that to a girl, they're super sensitive. It hurts their feelings, and they're mad for a long time now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so when I got to college, my toxic trait was I would just tell people the truth, just like I did in high school, and it wasn't working. Like, people were not liking me because I'd just be like, oh, like, I don't like how your hair looks.
or like, never mind. Never mind.
And so I would say that's still my toxic trait to this day. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to tailor my message in a way where people can receive it that are a little bit more sensitive.
Why always laugh when it comes to me about use that topic, bro?
Call this nigga future AJ.
Future, let's go, man.
I wouldn't even say that I'm toxic. I'd rather just say I know what the fuck y'all do. I was raised with 3 sisters. Older sisters. I know what the fuck y'all thinking about. I know what the fuck y'all finna do. I know what the fuck y'all backup plan is. I know everything. So I'd say my toxic trait is if I meet you and I like you, I'm gonna do my homework about you. I'm gonna ask everybody about your ass. But the thing is, I ain't gonna tell you what I find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a conversation with you to see, acting like I'm just trying to learn about you.
Yeah, type shit.
And I'm gonna see what the fuck you lie about, bro. What you keep out, what you get a high voice about, whatever. That's my toxic trait.
That's real.
That's real toxic trait. And I'll really just test your ass. I see what you do, what makes you click, and what you do when you are lying, because everybody does the same thing when they lie. So I'm gonna just keep whatever. And another toxic trait I do. If we stop talking, get in an argument, whatever, unfollow your ass. and block your ass. And I'm gonna post a selfie right after that.
Oh my God! Selfie, bro.
Y'all gonna have a great time, man. Y'all gonna have a great time learning about all that.
Man.
We'll have to have another episode.
No, for sure.
We gotta do this again.
We gotta for sure.
Oh God!
I was just talking about this. So, I agree with you. So I grow with girls too as well. So I feel like I know a lot about, like you were saying before, like how a woman works, right? But I don't think that's my toxic trait. And I keep it 100 with everybody, man. I feel like my toxic trait is I'm possessive, right? Okay. But I'll go a little deeper into that. It's like I'm not possessive right off bat because it's not easy to even get me. You feel me? For me to be possessive with you, you gotta show me a lot of things. Yeah. We gotta be there, right? But my toxic trait of all that is once I'm there with you and I feel like we have connected and we've brought each other to a certain level of like, okay, we together. Like we can talk about titles, right? Yeah. Like I'm not big on titles, but if I give you a title, like you mine. You right? Like I don't play none of that other games.
Yeah.
Right when you show me, if you ever, and I've seen it once I moved to Houston. Right, you know, you're dating, you're going to see, you're meeting new people all the time. My toxic trait is always right when I see that you're for the streets. Right when I literally, if you show me any indication that you're for the streets, you're officially there for me, right? Yeah. Like I need, you know, I'm very strict and I'm very, you know, I know what I want, right? Yeah. I'm 27 years old. I'm about to be 28 this year, man. So like, you know, I've been through a lot of my life, right? Yeah, so I know what type of woman I'm very interested